Hey friends, for 2024 I want to be open and share what my objectives for this year are. I'm working at a big company, I have a side business, I have 2 little kids, and I have an exciting travel life on top of all this. I'm a big believer of this you can have it all type of approach, and I hope that this video can serve as an inspiration for everyone on the year that is starting. This is the second part of a 2-part series on my annual review. The first part is exclusive to people that have signed up to my mastermind program. More on that at the end of the video. My first objective is on habits and is to gamify my life. I'm a big habits is destiny type of guy. I believe in habits so much that I wrote a full book about habits, and I have been tracking my habits, so my workouts, journal, and so on, focus work, for more than 6 years now. I believe that if you do the right things every day and you do them consistently over the long term, you'll get what you want. And while I'm not uber successful, I have managed to build an exciting and well-balanced life that is an inspiration to many. I did this at force of habits. I am a naturally lazy person, so obsessing about habits and putting systems and frameworks to track my performance and make sure that I do the things I say I'm gonna do has been the big key lever in my life that has helped me go from where I was to where I am at the moment. I have been all the way up to now just using a simple spreadsheet to track my habits, and that sheet was called Lights. And I did all my habit tracking in Lights. But this year, in what is basically a total revolution in my life, I am dropping Lights and I'm starting to use a new app called Habitify to do the work. I won't dive into the details of Habitify now and why I chose it, but what I was looking for was to add more gamification elements into my life. And for this I used Duolingo, the language app, for inspiration. I have been using Duolingo for learning Japanese to improve my Japanese for a full year now, so over a year, and the app is, in my opinion, so well designed that I just got inspired by all the little small tweaks it has to nudge you to do more studying. And that is like, it keeps strict sounds, daily quests, monthly goals, leagues, badges, and there's friend challenges. There's a lot of things going on. These are all small little things that help you do maybe sometimes 1 more lesson or 5 more minutes a day. And I find that super good to actually apply that same system to my own habits as well. Applying this Duolingo approach to habits, I now not only count my daily score, which is something I have been doing for like forever, but also count the streaks, monthly and yearly totals, so like how much I'm counting of each habit each month versus the target. I have printed badges that I can put in my fridge if I reach certain milestones, started daily quests, and more on that in a minute, joined challenges with my wife, for instance, on Future with Friends. This could sound like overkill, but coming from a strong base as I have, I think this system, if it helps me do 10% more focused work or 10 more workouts in a year, it can stop me from seriously reading news for a bit longer than I have done in sometimes. It's a life-changing win. If life is good, it doesn't mean that you need to, stop, keep on and building and improving on something that already works. So while Lights and my habit setup system has been working, I think this can actually take it to the next level. Objective number 2 is on my career, and is to be an inspirational leader. So I am now a manager in Maersk, and I'm starting a new team to help drive transformation across our offices in all continents. And I'm excited because ever since I had my startup 10 years or so ago, I never really had people responsibility, like formally in a system. So now I'm getting a big team, and that's very exciting. My one biggest objective for 2024 is to nail this, to excel at work, to get results, and on the way become what I believe should be a bold and inspirational leader. I'm working on the specifics of what becoming a bold and inspirational leader will mean in practice, but I'm going to be doing a lot of reading, talking to people, and trying multiple ideas and frameworks, while having the live team who has to be in a little bit of a guinea pig for what I try to do. And here is hoping that maybe because I have done over 100 videos online, that can help me become a bit more of an inspiring and charismatic person. I don't know, we'll see, we'll give it a try. But if you are a leader or you have people responsibility in one way or the other, and you think you could help me becoming a more of a bold or inspirational leader, reach out to me. I'm really curious to hear what any type of recommendations you might have. I'm in the absorb everything I can mode at the moment. Number 3 is my business objective, and that is to publish 2 videos a week. So I have my day job, but I also have my side hustle, and while the day job will be the focus for this year, I don't expect to dial down the work I have been doing on my business, but instead build on a lot of work I have put over the last couple of years. Specifically, first, I need to finish writing and filming 2 courses that I have promised for the end of 2023, and they're still pending, which is an absolute shame from my own end. One is called Second Salary, and it's about building an online business in Denmark, and the second one is on wealth. So once you have nailed down investing, how are you looking to wealth for the long term? It's honestly embarrassing. It's taking me so long to do these courses. I mean, as I mentioned in a previous video, second Saturday was supposed to be like 30, 40 lessons, and it's now over 100. That's why I've been putting a lot of passion into that, and that's how I stopped publishing some YouTube videos for some weeks, because I was doing so much work on these courses. But they're gonna be done, and once these videos are done, then, and also all the upgrades I have done to my platforms, means I can start focusing on YouTube and my newsletter. Specifically on YouTube, I want to publish 2 videos a week versus the usually one I do normally, and the 1 newsletter a month, which I used to do for many years, and now last year was only 2 in the whole year, which was a big shame. So I believe I have a good shot to get to 100,000 subscribers on YouTube, and at the moment I'm filming this video, I'm almost 9,000, which is still a long way, but I think like with all the business I've done, and I can just focus on the creative piece of making videos, I think I have a shot. But let's give it a try. I'm having a very strong plan, and as you see, I'm a very structured guy, so I'm making a plan and hopefully follow up to this. One thing on YouTube is that for me, the biggest sticking point, the one thing that prevents me to publish more videos, is to have more scripts, to have more good titles and thumbnails for videos, and then like specific talking points for each video. And I mean like detailed talking points, because I'm a very like no fluff type of person. I of course will work on this myself, as I have been doing for many years. But if you are the type of person, or you know someone who can help me do titles, who can help me do thumbnails, and that who can help me write, especially write videos. Basically, you get a title, you get a prompt, and you help me write a video better than just GPT would do. Reach out to me, because maybe we could work together. Next point is on habits again, and that is the biggest piece on habits for this year is to start the daily quests. I told you before that I want to do daily quests, that I'm inspired by Duolingo to do something like this. But now what I want to do is that each day when I write my morning journal, which is something I have been doing for like forever in my phone, like 6 years or whatever, I will either put down the most important thing I want to do in that day to make it a success, or an exciting or innovative thing I want to do to make the day more fun. And that would be framed as the daily quest of that day. And I used to write sometimes like, hey, this is my most important thing for today. I would do that. I would do it when I get to work as well, or when I start working. I will also put my to-do list. But to frame it around quests and just have one only thing, that makes it more fun. So for example, daily quest could be to film like 2 videos in one day, as I'm like 2 days quest, for example, or to write a newsletter, but also to finish a presentation at work in case of like serious things, but also can be for more fun, as like set to work in a cafe in the afternoon. So like go leave the office or leave my home and go and work in a cafe, because I have not done that for some time, or take to the kids to a new playground after work, or cook something new that I have not been doing. So just nudge myself to do something slightly out of comfort zone, or slightly pushing myself to my goals, and that is the daily quest. I have been doing this again for some time, but it has never been framed as quests. And again, framing this as quest makes it a lot more exciting. And I'm also using like be bold, so as one of the prompts. If you want to hear more about why boldness, I mean, that's something that I talk about in my past year review piece as well. Again, part of the mastermind. And then using the Duolingo prompts or Duolingo setup, I would track how many quests I complete in a week, how many quests I complete in a month, how many complete in a whole year. And if I reach a certain amount of quests in a month, then I get a prize and things like this, which I think is really fun. And look, I have been trying things like this all the time. I like playing with habits. Again, I wrote a whole book about it with a lot of ideas on habits. I bet that when June comes or July comes, this quest setup could be completely different from what I have now. But I am confident that I'll incorporate something like this for the long term, as I've done with a lot of different things. Next point, and also on habits, is to build on health and workouts. So in 2023, I did just 55 workouts. So that's a tiny bit more than once a week. So I've been doing, and I have all this locked up, so I'm a bit of a nerd, so I can just immediately see how many workouts I did. 47 strength training workouts in the gym, and the rest was doing, or the rest, like the 5 or 6 was doing cardio, which is, in the big scheme of things, not bad. But once I crunched the numbers, it turned out to be a lot lower than my perception of fitness was, which I thought like, hey, I'm really fit. But then I'm like, wow, I'm just doing 1 workout a week, which is normally for me 20 minutes, because I'm a bit lazy in the gym, not more than 20 minutes. So I was like, wow, I should do something more about this. So in 2024, for the first time ever, I put some monthly and yearly targets for fitness. And I actually put monthly and yearly targets for other things as well. So not fitness and quests, but and I never really had yearly targets on specific metrics. So for example, for workouts, I set the yearly target for 100 workouts. I am very confident I can do this. If I keep assist and just add one more workout a week, I'll reach the target. For this, for example, in December, we started doing joint workouts with my wife at home because she's also a bit of a fitness freak sometimes. And then like we were like thinking, hey, maybe we should do it once a week with the kids around, because that's one of the things we could do. So another 20 minutes a week, and that's hopefully getting to 100 as well. Also on health, two more things. In 2023, I started doing Invisalign, which for those of you who don't know, it's kind of a new, or not really new, but it's catching along, a way to get your teeth aligned that is not braces. I hope to be done on this in Q1 or Q2, and so far the results have been just magical and fast. So it was very straightforward, and it's quite expensive, very expensive I would say, but I'm gonna make a video about it and my experience and a whole destination in Denmark stuff later on in the year. Last point on health is that I also want to implement the framework from Peter Attia's book on longevity called Outlive, which is a fantastic book, which is probably the one book that I took the most notes from last year. And there's a lot he recommends that I already do. Like I think my sleep hygiene is really good, I'm quite fit. Once I'm done with Invisalign, there's certain things that I'm like, he's trying to nudge people to take the next step in like biohacking. And this, for example, I would like to track this continuous glucose monitoring, even though I'm not a diabetic, you know, it's something that is really catching along with the biohacker community. I would like to check on that, zoom in on some of the blood works and checks that Attia has. And again, really recommended book because it basically tries you to push the needle on how can you be like living a high energy and exciting life, or basically like for a really long time. And last are my travel and fun objectives. And in this case, it's like just to keep going. I'm still committed to visit every country in the world. In 2023, I have been to Algeria, Bangladesh, and Seychelles. I added that to my list. And now for 2024, I already have some good trips planned up. Just a few days after shooting this video, I'm taking the kids to Disney World in the US and to the Caribbean for 2 weeks. Basically, places I have already been almost everywhere, at least twice or even more times. But again, it's nice to come back to the places that I like. But also, I'm still looking forward to do some solo globetrotting and some kind of exciting trips with the family. I am now at 139 different countries that I have visited, and it would be nice to get the count close to 150. Maybe not this year, but also the year after. Again, to keep nudging up. And also on the fun front of the kids, I want to discover more fun places to be in Copenhagen or close by. I mean, that is playground locations and like things to do. For example, like last year, my favorite discovery was the tramway museum that is in Sjælland. So it's a bit like maybe less than an hour away from Copenhagen city. And it's amazing. I really liked it a lot, and the kids loved it. And you have a lot of trains and trams and you can ride them, and it was amazing. And more places like that to discover in the nears of the city of where I live, that would be amazing. So expect a lot of more quests, or the daily quests linked to this. Last, and maybe, and again it's a very big maybe, we need more space, and I will be looking for a bigger apartment or a home. I'm not a suburb boy, so it would be something quite central, but if you want to hear my latest take on the real estate market in Denmark, here's a video where I go through that in depth. Thanks for watching, and wish you an amazing 2024.